Fine. So see guys, actually I thought to just record that, but I thought no, already I am teaching you on Zoom app, so we are not being face to face. So I thought a little bit extra effort. I just need one extra device to record the video. Fine. Actually, we have assignment 5, question 1. See, I'm taking the first question. This question is about, I want to say one thing. In this, I have a question, right? That question is about that wall is there, right? And rod is there, hanging mass is there. That is an amazing question. When I was creating the question, I didn't know that it is so complex and it is so amazing question. I used to create question for IIT, JEE, IIT, mains, advanced, then pilots for, then mechanical, then XC students. So, but and electrical students as well. This question is amazing question. When I was solving the numerical, I felt it is really amazing question, because when I make numerical, that time I don't solve the numerical. I just think the scenario and I just make the numerical. Okay, see now. And of course, the assignment question should be very tough. Like, you should not be able to. You should be able to think on the numerical, but you should not be able to solve the numerical. That is my approach. Let's go ahead. I am taking the first question. In the first question, see what is given. Wait. I can zoom. When can I scroll here? Yeah. Okay. See, length of one side of rail track is 42 meter. Means you can see in the diagram itself we have two tracks, right? One track and then second track. Actually, track is different, but track means the both things are known as track, right? In that we have one rail and the next rail. We have one rail is this one is one rail and this one is second rail. So for example, if you have to travel from one city to another city, one single rail is not there, right? So a lot of rails are there. One rail, then gap, then put next rail, then gap, then put next rail, then gap. So between every rail we keep some gap, so that when the sunlight, in the summer or something, when the temperature will increase, when the train will come, temperature will increase, so that the rail will expand, so that sufficient gap should be there. Okay, so that gap should be how much? According to that, it is made. Okay, so that change in length depends on three things, right? Alpha and initial just 1 minute, I'll close the door. Yeah, alpha and change in temperature and original length, three things, right? So length of one side of rail track is given, original length is given. When the rail passes, track temperature of the rail increases. Okay, so the temperature of the track, it is increasing according, not because of the sunlight, it is increasing because of the weight of the train, right? It's like a train is coming and rubbing and going, so temperature is increasing. So the weight, the total weight we can find out. I will show the solution. And if the coefficient of linear alpha is given, a gap is, in the beginning, engineers, those track designers, when they were designing the track, they left the gap only 0.5 between every rail, like 42 meter rail, then gap, then 42 meter, then gap, like that. So if an special train, okay, there is one train and blah blah things are given, passes the train, what should be the minimum value of the extra gap, so that track should experience no thermal stress. No thermal stress means when the temperature will increase, then whatever possibility is there to increase the length, right? Whatever possibility is there for the expansion, the free expansion should happen. Suppose if the temperature is increasing by certain amount, because of that increment in length is coming by 1 meter, and if you are allowing only 0.8 meter, then because of 0.2 meter gap, the extra gap, which is not possible, because of that stress will develop. So they are saying no no thermal stress, so the expansion should be complete. So, and G value we have to consider. So now see, we can go like this. Done. I'll go here. You can see in the beginning I have taken the length 42 meter, and change in temperature depends on the gross weight, the total weight of the vehicle passing, the train. Okay, so that is 1/400 into the W, because it is given that it is 1/400 of the W. Okay, then this alpha value is also given. So available gap, right? Whatever gap is the provided gap, that is given that 0.8, but we don't know this 0.8 is sufficient or it is more than sufficient. So for that our job is to calculate when the temperature will increase, naturally how much change in length should appear. So calculate the total weight, and just a minute, I will put my phone into okay, already it is there. So the total weight, if you will calculate, it is going to be weight of the engine, then weight of the bogie, and the loco pilot weight. So loco pilot weight we have to ignore, and we have 6 bogie and every bogie mass is 1000, so multiply m into g with 6 bogies, right? Then weight of the engine is 80,000, so 80 into power 3 and into g, mg, because we have to find out weight, so it will be total 86 into 10 to power 4 Newton. Okay, so according to this total gross weight, your temperature will be how much? Divide the total gross weight by the temperature, so sorry, by the 400. This 400 is like simply 1 by 400 what is given in the beginning. So change in temperature we got. Now see, change in temperature is 2150. You just please cross check the solution, because I do a lot of mistakes in the solution. Now see, because it is change in temperature, so it can be in Celsius or Kelvin, does not matter, because it is change, so you are going to subtract. So even though if you are considering your value in Kelvin, when you will subtract, the 273 will get cancelled, right? Okay, so del L is equal to alpha del T into L. Apply this formula and you find out del L. So after applying this formula, alpha value and the change in temperature and the 42 meter, I am getting here this much and then this much. So this much is meter, converted into millimeter, it is coming this much. So you can see, according to this rail, your temperature changes 2150, and because of that length changes 361 millimeter, but designers provide only 0.8 mm gap. It means what? This provided gap is very less, so huge amount of thermal stress will produce. It means what? We should increase the remaining, right? So 361 is the total expansion, in that 0.8 is already given, and remaining you subtract. So extra required, so that complete expansion is allowed for no stress. So for no stress means subtract, so this much is extra. Okay, please cross check. I hope you understood. Video may be a little bit lengthy because proper explanation is required, right? Now see, we go for the third one. You want to know how do I record the video? See, I'll show you. On my iPad I am writing, so already screen is being recorded there, and this is extra device. I'm using this camera, and then I will merge this file with this file. It will take little time, you know, editing, but it is more interactive. That's why I'm doing it this way, because already in Zoom I don't show my face, and also I thought, okay, let's go in this way, so that whenever you will see me in future, you can recognize my face. Now see, aircraft structure, assignment 5, question 2. This is brilliant question, man. So first you understand what is the idea. First I'll explain. Already you know the question, right? You just read the question once and pause the video, read the question, and then I first understand the idea. Idea is, there is a wall, wait, yeah, there is a wall like this, and the gap of the wall is given as 0 point this much, 301 meter, and the length of the rod available is 0.3 meter. And this is the question I was talking, like when I was framing the question, I didn't know that this question will be, you know, so much beautiful question. Okay, so you can see here, we are placing the rod exactly in between, right? Either you place in between or you place one side, does not matter, because main thing is the expansion, the gap. Either you find this gap and this gap you add, or you keep the rod one side and you calculate total gap one side, does not matter. Okay, so see, one gap is here and one gap is here. This total expansion will come when you will increase the temperature. Okay, so you understand one thing. What is possible gap available? Possible, I mean the gap available is nothing but the total gap between the wall and the rod length. Subtract both, it will be in meter. Okay, we got it. Now then only thermal stress will occur. Sorry, I mean to say that when your del L is this much, exactly this much, then thermal stress will not develop, right? When the expansion in the rod will exceed this value, so it's like this is the rod, okay, and this is the wall, this is the wall, okay. So the gap what is available here if you will increase the temperature only to overcome this much gap, then there will not be any thermal stress. But suppose you are increasing the temperature beyond that, so that it will expand this much, and it should also expand little more. So this extra part, what is expanding inside the wall, because the wall is rigid, so it should compress. So like increasing the temperature, this guy will be interested, I mean this guy will expand little bit more, but because wall is there, so wall will compress the extra length, right? So wall will compress the extra length. So because of that extra length only, stress will come, right? Now see, we have a big chronology in this question, so we have to understand the chronology, how to reach. Okay, now see, okay, so you understand under what condition thermal stress will come. Okay, now see, but how much thermal stress is required? It's not like you can keep on increasing the temperature and you can keep on getting the extra length, and you can keep on getting the more and more thermal stress. So how much thermal stress is required? So for that, very good logic. See, first thing, thermal stress will act axially, right? Because if you remember, thermal stress into E, into strain, thermal strain. So that E we use for the axial thing, right? Okay. Now see, when the length will increase, wall will compress the member. So compressive nature thermal stress will induce. This already we have discussed in the mock paper. Anyway, this point has no sense in this question. So to achieve thermal stress, what I have written here, something I have written here. So to achieve thermal stress, we should increase the temperature, so that length must increase more than this, right? Because whatever gap is available, length should increase more than that, then only thermal stress will come into picture. Okay, but how much? So first understand this chronology. Recently in this lockdown, I learned this word called chronology because of Amit Shah, our home minister. Okay, I should say, okay, no need to go in that. Weight will act downward, we know this. So to balance the weight, friction force will act upward. Understand this part. See, suppose this is the wall. Let me change the color of my pencil. Which color? I should go for this orange color. Okay, see, this is the wall. Okay, so weight is acting downward, so the rod will touch the wall, right? After enough expansion, rod will touch the wall. So suppose this is the wall and this is the rod here. So what will happen? When the rod will compress the wall, then wall will give you reaction force. This is the key point here. When the rod will expand, then it will compress the wall, then wall will apply reaction force. So wall will apply reaction force. Now see, you understand one thing. If you have a surface, on this surface you have mass, and if this mass will slide in this direction, the friction force will act like this, in opposite direction. And friction force formula is mu into R. And what is R? R is the reaction. Which reaction? Reaction offered by the surface to balance the load acting downward, I mean the weight acting downward. Just see, here I have explained horizontal example because it is very popular example, and now we have the same concept but vertical, right? Come back here. So here we have a wall and rod is like this. Rod will apply weight like this, I mean rod will push because of thermal expansion, rod will push the wall, so wall will apply the reaction like this. So reaction like this. I hope it's going well. Let it go little lengthy, no problem. You should have the clear picture about this. So the wall will give you reaction force R. So the friction force used to be mu into R, where the mu is coefficient of friction, okay, and static friction. We have three types of coefficient of friction. When the static, limiting, and kinetic, three types of mu is there. So when the system is in a stationary condition, or if you want to keep the system is in a stationary condition, that time we use static friction, static coefficient, okay, not limiting, not dynamic, okay, or not kinetic. So you go for static one. Anyway, static is given, but in GATE exam, if all the three are given, you should choose static one, okay. So actually this is again very basic physics. So if I'll again take the lecture for this, it means I have to clear the friction again. Anyway, if it will be required, definitely I will teach. So now see, we have both the walls. So on this wall also friction will act upward, on this wall also friction will act upward. Now why the friction will act upward? Try to understand that logic. Friction acts opposite of this motion. Imagine this is the weight. So weight will try to come down. So because of that, entire rod will, suppose, let me change the color here. Let me change the color, yellow color. Okay. So actually this is the wall. So this is the this thing, rod. So when the weight will come, weight will act downward. So because of that, your rod will shift downward. So the surface will experience motion downward. So to resist that motion, friction will act upward. Okay, friction will act upward. So now friction is a force. So in this only कोयल बोल रही है, कोयल. Okay. To balance the weight, two friction forces are there now. So F. So 2F will balance the force because they are vertical, right? Vertically opposite. So 2F will this thing work. And already I have told you the friction force you can find out by mu into R. So friction force you can find out by mu into R. Okay. Now how to get the friction? So friction force is mu into R, where mu is the coefficient of static friction, R is the reaction force, but between rod and wall, which is offered by the wall on the rod. Offered by the wall on the rod. Okay. Because rod is pushing the wall, right? So wall is okay. So when a rod will expand more than this value, when rod will expand more than the gap available, then only thermal stress will appear. It will push the wall because then only it will push the wall. So wall gives reaction. Reaction. Now more expansion. If the more expansion, then more push, then more push, then more reaction, and more reaction. But we need only how much reaction, so that we can balance the weight. Okay. So this much reaction is required for single F. So this value substitute here. So this 2F, F value you substitute here mu R. So this entire thing will balance your weight, right? Okay. Now see, यार ये कोयल बोल रही है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. After class I'll go there. I mean after this recording. Okay. Now see, are you guys getting the sound here? Now see, R is equal to, we got R value. Now understand, reaction is nothing but axial thermal push by the rod. That is nothing but a kind of load. Okay. See, what is reaction? Reaction is nothing but the force, kind of load. That load is coming because of thermal stress, right? So now if thermal stress you will multiply by the area, you will be getting this thing, the reaction. Because reaction is exactly see, rod will expand in this direction. So axial stress is acting. So this axial stress we can convert into the load, correct, into the force by multiplying with the cross section area. Okay. So now you don't think about stress. Now you think about the thermal load. So load is acting in this direction. So equal to this load, the reaction will act. Okay. So the amount of reaction is going to be equal to the thermal load. Okay. That I can find out by stress into area, thermal stress into area. So a kind of load that can be found by thermal stress into area. So that will be my reaction force. Now, how much thermal stress? Again question comes, how much thermal stress? Because if you keep on increasing the temperature, length will keep on increasing, strain will keep on increasing, thermal stress will keep on increasing. But how much thermal stress you want? Because you have to increase the temperature. So for how long you will keep on increasing the temperature? Okay. So for that we have to know how much thermal stress is required. According to that, how much change in length is required, and according to that, how much change in temperature is required. I hope you guys will be being disturbed because of the कोयल sound. कोयल को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? कोयल इंग्लिश, okay, female crow. Okay. Now thermal stress, R by area, correct? So thermal stress is nothing but load by area. R we are considering as the load. So thermal stress you can also find out by E into strain, because in strain only you have del L, right? So finally the situation is based on del L, how much del L you should increase. So we got del L by L here, like because we know strain value is del L by L, so substitute here. So from this equation you can achieve the amount of del L what will create that much required reaction. Okay, so the amount of del L we can find out. I'm getting WhatsApp notifications. Okay, but already phone is in flight mode or not, I don't know. So from here the exact amount of del L required to balance the weight, and keep in mind this del L what we are talking here, this is the del L to produce the stress. It means already we have gap that we have not considered. This del L what we have found out, it is to produce that much required stress. Okay, so now it means we have two types of increment in the length. First increment to overcome the gap, and once the gap will overcome that much temperature, and after that once the gap will overcome, the rod will start touching the wall. After that it has to compress the wall. So little bit increment in temperature so that the gap should overcome and the rod should touch the wall. So that much gap is already known, 0.01, because total gap was 0.301 and the rod was 0.3, so 0.001 meter. Okay, but that's what I have written here. So keep in mind this is the length which is providing stress. Still the gap length is this much is also there, that gap length is also there. So this del L what you are finding out, it is only to balance the weight, so that the stress part. Okay, so this gap and this gap is nothing but 0.01 altogether, the gap 0.001 meter. But now see, so it means we have to increase the temperature in such a way that you should be able to increase this gap also, and after that the compressive extra length also. So the total del L inside the wall is left side here and left side here, both the del L if you add, it should be compressive length, that is this much. Okay, and after that total change in the length of the rod is this much to overcome the gap and this much to apply the stress. So now this total L, this total change in the length, I mean the total length is responsible for the temperature rise. Okay, how much temperature we should rise. So apply the basic formula, alpha del T L, where L is the original length, that is 0.3 meter for the rod, and alpha is given. So now rearrange the equation and substitute all the values. And one thing, if I forgot to give E value in the question, E value I forgot to give, so E value was missing by mistake. So anyway, this is the concept to solve the numerical. We can find out del T here. You just solve this and you just put the message in the group, so everyone can verify, because anyway this is the answer, right? Now only the calculation part is there. You should not do mistake in the calculation. You should be confident that your calculation is correct. Okay, I have written here. Anyway, this is an amazing question I have made in my life yet. Okay, there was one more question when I was teaching IIT Advanced, I think in 18 or 19. That question I will discuss. Okay, not now. Now we go for question 3. Question 3 is very easy, man. Seriously, very very easy. Okay, I will take the page so that अब देखो, now see, in this this diameter of the pan, the diameter of the pan is 0.2 meter, and available diameter is 0.21 meter. So if you put the pan will go to the flame, I mean pan will fall to the burner. Okay, so we don't want that. They are saying that and one thing, see how amazing question I have made, man. Now see, so when you will burn the flame, because of the heat of the flame, these 4 holders, I mean this is, okay, 1 minute, this is one, okay, 1 minute, green color. Okay, so this is one holder this is another holder, and this is another holder, and this is another holder. So initial length of the holder is L. You know that change in length depend on three things: alpha, change in temperature, and initial length. So the initial length we have to find out, and how much change in temperature we can do, that is already given in the question. That 70 degree, if you read the question, it is here, you can see 70 degree. Okay, 70 degree we can do it, the maximum. Alpha value is given, change in temperature is given, and now you have to only bother that how much gap you have to overcome. So that's all, question done. Just 1 minute. I have explained here. Okay, see, this distance, the internal diameter is 0.2. So according to that I can find out R1. Then the available gap between the tip to tip, this is the holder, this is the holder. So if you'll make a circle like this, then tip to tip, the gap, the diameter is this much. So one holder should expand by how much amount? So see, holder should increase only this much, so that this part will come and fit here. This holder should increase only this much, so that this will come and touch here. Okay, done. So one holder should expand how much? That radius difference, that's all. So R2 minus R1, find out radius, find out subtract. So we got the change in length. Like now we are able to discuss exactly how much change in length is required. So this much change in length. Okay, so maximum temperature is given this much. So it means what? We cannot control the temperature, so we have to control our initial length. So the original length will be how much? So apply the formula. Again same thing I have explained here. The change in temperature can be in degree Celsius or Kelvin. Change. So don't worry whether in Kelvin or whether in degree Celsius. No need to add 273 again. Okay, because it is change given. Okay. Del L is here. I mean, just rearrange the equation and find out, substitute the values properly here, all the values. Yeah, nothing else. That's all. I am getting 2.83 meter. Please cross check your answer. Thank you so much.